mentioned a song on this record called 25, which there's a video for, which is just a monstrous epic song. I absolutely love it. I love the video. I love the song. Your vocal on it is incredible. It's such a cool song. Can you give us, just a minute or two about that song and what, you said you wrote it a couple years ago, but what can you tell us about that particular song? Because I think it's a monster.
Thank you. Well, 25, I wrote 25 was one of the first songs written for the album. It was the first song we recorded for the record. I wrote that when I was 24, turning 25. So I was I was still in a very dark headspace from everything that had happened. But I was also in a very kind of reflective period of my life. I tend to get very, sentimental and kind of go down memory lane anytime I have a birthday, which I feel like a lot of people probably do, but I certainly do. And so I was just kind of in a very reflective headspace at the time. And I knew, so the song itself is very autobiographical, and the kind of the content of it, or the context, came from, I knew I wanted to end at 25. Like, I had this chorus idea where I was a mess, but I could look in the mirror and I was like, I'm 25 and I'm still here and I'm still alive. And that says something. So to me, that's actually kind of the first song on the record that has this indication of hope for the future. But I had this concept of somehow counting through all the years and ending up at 25. So it took a little bit of trickery to figure out how to do that and not have it be totally stupid and, cliche and awful. So it's a little bit of wordplay, but when I finished writing that song, it was a moment that I will never forget, because it was a moment where I was sitting by myself and I put down the guitar and I kind of I set the guitar across the room and kind of sat on the couch and looked at it, and I went to myself, I just kind of went, I think that might be really good. And I think I just might have gotten way better and I didn't know it. And so I think that was a moment where I realized that I had kind of taken a step forward in my songwriting ability and what I was able to convey.
I don't mean to cut you off, but you and I both have to go, but it's epic. It's incredible. And I'll tell you what, when I heard it, to me, it felt like it should be in a James Bond movie. It feels like it should be this grand thing, like just the way you sing it. It's that should be. So tell your publishing company to shop it to the next Bond movie, because it should be in it. It's awesome.
Well, I would be remiss to say, first of all, I'm a huge James Bond fan, so I'd be remiss to say that, this is not written for a James Bond movie by any means. It's fully about my life, but Bond was turning 25. I was turning 25. To say that wasn't rattling in the back of my brain somewhere, of course it was. So there's elements, but maybe one day it would be very cool. I would love to write a James Bond song.
Just the grandeur of it, the epicness of it, the scope of it. It's just, it feels like.
It's
awesome.
It's encapsulating a life, so I wanted it to be very cinematic, and that was my concept, was
totally
cinema.